On today's installment of Silver Screen News, so much Deadpool news. If last week was Fantastic Four, this week is Deadpool. Also, trailers. So many trailers.
And of course, it's hashtag TBT because we go back 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years for Throwback Thursday on Silver Screen News.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Silver Screen News. We are back, and finally, after having our schedule mixed up for a few weeks with the whole, are we doing news or are we doing last week's news? This week is last week's news. Anyway, it was all a mess because I went away. But we're now normal again. I'm Nico Luro.
I'm the one AJ, Anthony Jordan.
And this is Silver Screen News. Just before we get started, as always, please, if you are new to the channel, do be sure to like the video, share the video with anyone who you think may be interested, hit the subscribe button and tickle the notification bell so you get notified whenever we have a new video out. Spoiler alert, it's basically every day at this point. There are timestamps in the description below if you want to jump to a specific news story. Feel free. They're all good, though. But yeah, let's start off right off the bat with what is, AJ, what is hot off the press? Oh, I don't even know where to begin with this. There's so much to talk about. Do you know what? Let's get the trailers out the way, because I see the title of this video. Everyone's going to be like, talk about that. No, you must stay until we talk about that. So let's talk about the trailers first, okay? So a lot of stuff has dropped literally today within the last few hours. I was like, oh, bro, check this trailer out. Cool, man. Oh, also this. Damn it. Also this. It was just
interesting journey home. That's what I'm saying. It was an interesting journey home.
It was a good journey home. It really ruined my day of work, though, because I don't have that long journey home. But it is what it is. So let's start with the first one, which... Look, let's start with something fan-pleasing here. Let's talk about this Ahsoka trailer, because look, I know you're not deep into Star Wars. You've covered the movies and that's about it. But this is a big deal, AJ. Grand Admiral Thrawn makes live-action Star Wars debut in the new Ahsoka trailer. Disney Plus has released a new trailer for the upcoming Star Wars series Ahsoka, providing fans a first look at the series villain, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps just saying that. It was announced in April at the Star Wars Celebration fan convention that Lars Mikkelsen, who would be set to reprise his role as the Star Wars villain and embody the character in the live-action series, Thrawn was originally created by author Timothy Zahn as part of a series of 1990 Star Wars novels chronicling the events following 1983's Return of the Jedi, and he quickly became a fan favorite character. However, after Disney purchased Lucasfilm in 2012, Thrawn's character was removed from official Star Wars canon. But then, in 2016, Dave Filoni revived the character and brought him back into a galaxy far, far away after adding him into the Star Wars Rebels animated series. Throughout the show, Mikkelsen voiced the character. Now, 7 years later, Grand Admiral Thrawn will make his live-action debut in Ahsoka, set after the events of The Mandalorian. Ahsoka stars Rosario Dawson as an older Ahsoka Tano, the former Padawan of Anakin Skywalker. As she hunts for Thrawn, she's also on the lookout for Ezra Bridger, the young Jedi from Rebels who disappeared with Thrawn. In addition to Mikkelsen and Dawson reprising their roles from earlier Star Wars series, Ahsoka stars Hayden Christensen as Anakin, Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera Syndulla, they put her in, Natasha Liu Bodizo as Sabine Wren, David Tennant, Wes Chatham, Ivana Sakno, Tamura Morrison, Boba Fett, Diane Lee Inosanto, and the late Ray Stevenson. Okay. Now, I appreciate you're not the biggest Star Wars fan, but is anything I have said there got you the remotest bit excited for this?
I will just say that this is July 11th. It's not May the 4th, so I can't even wish all you Star Wars guys May the 4th be with you. It means this much to me. I'm aware that Rosario Dawson voiced Ahsoka, and I just was seeing the trailer when you sent it to me, and I was like, oh, Rosario Dawson, oh, it's not animated. She's actually playing the role. Hey, looks like the cartoon character. That was it. I happen to have seen a comment by somebody that was like, who would have ever thought we'd have seen a live action Thrawn? I had no clue who that was. I put my hands up. I apologize to every young Padawan and Jedi out there. It's not my world. It's just not. I was clueless. So it was like, hey, that looks kind of cool. But I'm not going to lie and be like, I'm jumping on this when The Mandalorian and Boba Fett and everything else has yet to be seen by me on a Disney Plus series front. So I'm not going to be like, hey, I've not even seen the cartoon. I literally know the face because it's an emoji on my Disney Plus. I'm not being deep. Did it look good? Yeah, it looked all kinds of fun, but it's not relatable to me. It's not my world. Apologies, guys.
That's absolutely fine, bro. Okay, let me break it down for you. Grand Admiral Thrawn is also known as the heir to the Empire. Now, AJ, what you're going to love about him is that he's not a force wielder. We finally have a big bad who's all brain. The thing about Thrawn that is so brilliant, but equally so terrifying, is how freaking smart he is. Like, I don't just mean smart like, John Doe from Seven smart. I mean smart like Kaiser Soze smart. This dude is not only 1, 2, 3 steps ahead, he's 10 games ahead of you. That's what makes him such a great villain. That's why he was so trusted by Palpatine to be his heir. And everyone's like, really? Yes. Vader was never going to be heir to the Empire. It was always this guy. Take that and add to the fact that you are building on one of the greatest Star Wars animations ever, my personal opinion, you feel free to disagree, in Star Wars Rebels. And I remember all the people on Instagram who were like, they're not going to do Rebels live action. Ha! Wrong. Oh, this is so gratifying in every sense of the word. I love it.
What I'm going to put my hands up to, which I think is cool, is that the voice actors are now being the actors. And I think that is mega cool. That I will say is something to take as a take home. But yeah, after that, I'm lost. But it does sound interesting what you're telling me.
Wait till you hear Lars Mikkelsen's voice. He is so threatening. And it's not forced. It's natural. It's like monotone, downplayed. I'm not too sure which way you want me to go about this. It's like, bro, it's been so long since I've been this excited about a Star Wars project. Please don't let me down again. But I'm genuinely like, say it with me. I'm getting Force Awakens shivers here. There's a disturbance in the Force. I'm really excited about Star Wars again, having seen this. Like, this could be big. I know you're not going to watch it. That's fine.
Listen. Aside from news, we have a podcast which requires a lot of time. If that time frees up, who knows what could open up. But I'm also someone who watches stuff in order. So I will be well behind the rest of the world. I'm just honest.
That's fine too. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Are you excited about Thrawn's first appearance? What did you think of the look? What did you think of the trailer? Leave your thoughts in your comments below. And yeah, I look forward to it. And be nice, Star Wars fans. Let's play nice with each other, okay? Put our big boy pants on and accept people like different things. Moving on. Our next story. We have more good stuff, AJ, because it's another trailer. What are we going to discuss now? Let's discuss something epic. Let's go epic here, shall we? Because the other trailer that dropped yesterday kind of set the world alight. And it's the new Napoleon trailer with Joaquin Phoenix in the titular role, being directed by Ridley Scott from Empire. Saddle up, people. Ridley Scott is back in historical epic mode, and we mean real, proper historical epic. The perhaps already underrated The Last Duel might have taken the legendary director of Gladiator and Kingdom of Heaven, director's cut, obviously, back into the annals of history, but it was in many ways an intimate and multifaceted portrait of a personal story. And while there looks to be a major character study element to Scott's new Napoleon, make no mistake, this looks to be an all-out war movie with blood and battalions and ballistics flying through the air. At the center of it all is Joaquin Phoenix as the man in the hat. reuniting with his Gladiator director once more. The massive battle shots, the naval warfare, the pyramids, the weird version of Radiohead's The National Anthem. This one really looks mega massive, even by Sir Ridley standards. A story on a huge scale with huge action to match. And opposite Phoenix is the ever excellent Vanessa Kirby, who we discussed last week as the potential for Sue Storm, as Josephine. Oh, Napoleon's other half, with their relationship expected to be a major facet of the story here. The film is penned by writer David Scarpa, who also scripted All the Money in the World for Scott and is behind the screenplay of Ridley's next little indie movie by the a little indie movie by the current title of Gladiator 2. Even at the age of 85, the man behind Alien, Blade Runner, Black Hawk Down, and more shows absolutely no sign of slowing down. AJ, what did you think of the Napoleon trailer?
Do you know the funny thing? That the first thing I saw was I saw Napoleon and I saw the I want to call it the crown. Excuse my historical inaccuracies here. And I was like, the Emperor's playing the Emperor again. You know, that's the first thing I saw. And that was an instant thing. Didn't know who the director was or what have you. Then I was like, from the directors of Gladiator. Then I saw Ridley Scott. And I was like, it's interesting because as much as it has epicness to it, and I don't know if you saw this, it gave me a hint of art house. And I thought that was kind of cool. I thought it was something interesting. It's just a hint. I'm not saying it's painted in art house, but it had a slight art house tint to it. And I was like, this could be interesting. Like, let's be honest, anyone who knows me knows that my favorite genre is biopics. So to like delve into a part of history like this is going to be cool. And you got Joaquin Phoenix playing such a historical character. There's not much to be nervous about. And then, you know, Ridley Scott, we know he can do pastimes really well. What's interesting is to hear he's 85 and still going strong. Like, not to put like any limits on age. I just had no clue how old Ridley Scott was, and to hear that, but the fact that like Empire are mentioning it as well, is kind of like kudos to you. Like, hey, who said the age of retirement was 70? Keep doing your thing, Ridley. That's all I got to say on it, man.
Do you know what? We discussed this recently on the Top 10 podcast, which you can check out on our YouTube channel if you haven't already, when we were discussing directors of the 21st century. And there's this common soundbite that Ridley Scott is like falling off the wagon in the 21st century. But then you look at his body of work, Body of Lies, Prometheus, American Gangster, Gladiator, Kingdom of Heaven. All of these are 21st century. The Martian. Now we've got Gladiator 2 coming. And then you look at this and you're like, good God, he has not lost the beat. This looks epic in every sense of the word. I am the coming months. This has already been quite a good year for movies compared to the previous few years. What we've got coming between Oppenheimer and this in a few months, and Mission Impossible and Killers of the Flower Moon. It's just like, Jesus, we are spoilt at the moment as movie fans. This trailer looks awesome. But as always, what I want to do is I want to know what you guys thought of this trailer. So please do leave your thoughts and your comments down below. Let us know what your favorite Ridley Scott movie is. I would be really interested to know. And
that's a discussion.
And are you one of the, well, I mean, for me, it's got to be Alien, but are you one of the people who believes that he's fallen off the wagon in the 21st century? Let us know. Thoughts and comments down below. But up next, AJ, I have a surprise for you. More trailers! More trailers!
Hey, but wait, there's more.
But wait, there's literally more. And I'm so, of all of them, this one I'm most curious to see what your thoughts are. Because the next trailer is Wonka. Of all madness in the world, Wonka, first trailer for Timothée Chalamet's chocolatey prequel. Oscar nominee stars as a young version of Roald Dahl's Sweet Mogul, with Hugh Grant playing an Oompa Loompa. The first trailer for Wonka, a prequel to Roald Dahl.
Was it Hugh Grant or Hugh Laurie?
Hugh Grant.
I thought I saw Hugh Laurie.
Oh. Hugh Grant, bro.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Side note, we have watched all of these trailers already. We're just not doing it on the channel now because we're also a podcast and we don't want people being like, well, I'm listening to a trailer play. This is no fun. The first trailer for Wonka, a prequel to Roald Dahl's beloved Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, has given us a look at Oscar nominee Timothée Chalamet in the lead role. I would like to add, soon to be Oscar winner. It's only a matter of time. The Dune and Call Me By Your Name stars as a young version of Willy Wonka, the eccentric chocolate mogul, before he opens his factory, having spent 7 years traveling the world perfecting his craft. The film also stars Hugh Grant as a CGI Oompa Loompa with Olivia Colman, Sally Hawkins, Rowan Atkinson, and Keegan-Michael Key filling out the cast. To work on something that will have an uncynical young audience that was just a big boy Chalamet said in May. That's why I was drawn to it. In a time and climate of intense political rhetoric where there's so much bad news all the time, this is hopefully going to be a piece of chocolate. That's lovely. Well said, Timothy. Wonka's director, Paul King, who is also behind the 2 Paddington movies, has already heaped praise on Chalamet's performance. AJ, you know what I'm going to ask you now. What are your thoughts on this trailer? What are your thoughts on Wonka?
I don't want to say mixed, but here's my instant reactions as it all came through. I see Chalamet. He looks the part. He gives me a young Willy Wonka, and I loved that. I heard the voice, and I'm not looking for Gene Wilder, but I was like, oh, it just took me back just a bit. And then I continued. I could progress. And funny enough, again, I just looked at the top comment and someone's like, I'm not sure if Chalamet's authentic voice fits the role. So I was like, okay, I'm not alone on this. I enjoyed what I saw. And then there was something that kind of bugged me and this is going back to the trailer, guys. Check the trailer out and you'll know what I'm talking about. Where it was the committee of chocolate or whatever it was. And there's this discussion and he gets fined for daydreaming or something. And that I was like, this is interesting. It felt a bit Wes Anderson, quirky. But I also had this moment that I saw from the directors of Paddington excited me because I was like, both films I actually thought to be quite fun.
Yes.
Then I saw the world of Harry Potter, and the prequel kind of gave me a bit of a Fantastic Beast feel, and that kind of left me a bit uneasy, if I dare say. And the more I started to look at the film, the more I started to liken it and relate it to Fantastic Beasts, not even Harry Potter, because it started to get a bit too mystical. The Hugh Grant part, which again, sadly, I thought was Hugh Laurie. I don't know. I've never ever confused the two of them before. I found that quite funny. The idea of going back in Willy Wonka's history, I found that awesome. So all of the elements are box ticking, but I'm now just a tad more scared than I've ever been. Like, I heard he was going to be Wonka. I loved it. The trailers got me slightly nervous. Am I still going to see it? Hell yeah. But there is a slight bit of, I'm not sure if it's the execution I was looking for.
That's a really interesting point you've just made about... God, I sound like Leon now. Jeez. No, but genuinely, you've caught me off guard with that because you're completely right. The moment I saw from the producers of Harry Potter, don't care if you disagree with me on this or not, I thought, ugh, really? And you're quite right. It does give Fantastic Beasts vibes. And in my opinion, that's not a good thing. I'm very positive about this movie. Chalamet looks brilliant. And I know there's going to be a slew of people who will not give this the time of day on the sole basis that it's a prequel, because there's that ever popular soundbite that people like to use now going, all Hollywood does is prequels, sequels, and sequels, which is the biggest pile of nonsense ever. There's never been a time in movie history that more original content has been made ever. But have fun with that whole only prequels and sequels are made. Have fun with that one. The fact that it's got the Paddington director too, dude, is going to be a good Christmas. Color me excited. Yeah. I, as always, would like to know what all of you think, though. So please do leave your thoughts and your comments down below. And let us know what you think, first off, of Timothée Chalamet in the role of Wonka, and what you thought of the trailer. Listen, I think AJ's made a great point. It gives Fantastic Beasts vibes. Do you agree with that? Let us know. Also, do you like Fantastic Beasts?
That's a bigger question.
That's an interesting question too. All right, dude. Cool. We're not going into a news article with this one. let's just talk about the photo that broke the internet.
Are we doing the last trailer or not?
Last trailer's last week.
Okay, cool. Sorry, my bad.
Friday. So last week's news. But yes, there's more trailers. There's one more trailer, but it's going to be in the next news segment. So let's talk about the photo that broke the freaking internet. Okay? Well, at least it broke the internet as far as the nerdy corners of the internet goes. I would like to start this by saying both AJ and I have got no clue what the film is about. We haven't seen a script. Costumes, which is what we're about to talk about, have got zero bearing on the quality of a movie. If you like a costume, you'll forget about it really quickly as the plot unfolds. If you hate a costume and the plot's good, you'll get over it really quickly as the plot unfolds. So with all that said, bearing in mind this has no repercussions or consequence on the overall quality of Deadpool 3, let's look at... Oh, and I'd like to just tease here. Everyone's seen one photo. Yours truly has found a different costume. I did a deep dive yesterday. There's more than one costume. But let's start with the look that everyone is talking about. So... here's the photo. Yay! We've got Wolverine in a yellow and blue suit. Ah! We've done it. We've done it. Now, just before I put you in vertical mode, AJ, the one thing I'll also bring in is just a single photo of Deadpool alone. I love this suit, I have to say. This red suit they've done here. Look at his belt. The belt is awesome. With the two little Deadpool eyes. They've accentuated the red. There's a bit more black on it. It just pops more. But this is the photo we're talking about. Apologies for those of you on podcast, but we're talking about the red Deadpool suit with Logan, Wolverine, in the bright yellow suit walking towards the camera. So let me put you vertical here. And what do you think of this suit?
Do you know what and correct me if I'm wrong, fan service. This just feels like fan service. The fact that Hugh Jackman was forever teased to be paired up, because Wolverine and Deadpool's a thing. Let's if you guys don't know, Wolverine and Deadpool is a comic. They are friends. They've got this unholy alliance. It's this uneasy friendship that goes on. It's the ultimate buddy cop movie for a comic book. And Ryan Reynolds knew how to play into that. He has tagged and berated Hugh Jackman that they became friends out of it. You know, this is what has happened for it. And then Hugh Jackman done Logan and said, this is the end of it. I am not Wolverine anymore. And then what happens? Disney come in with a bucket load of money. Deadpool 3 is coming out. And who do we see? A man has come back from the dead. He's de-aged himself once again. He's not old man Logan. He's back to modern day Logan. And guess what? He's wearing the cartoon costume from 1992 at every comic. And it's like, oh my God, we've finally seen the colors. That is all it is. It's fan service. As you said, it bears no weight to what the film's going to be about. He might even be in the costume for all of 5 minutes. And that is it. He goes back to the other side. I'm a person who always thought it was cool to see that costume, like the Easter eggs and the nods to it, but was very happy with what X-Men done when they updated the whole team. And they were just in modern day clothes. You know, it looked the part because no man is going to wear the yellow jumpsuit like he did there. So that's that. Deadpool does look very authentic, and it looks like a Deadpool of the comic book age. So they have honored that, and it is fantastic. I respect it. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying it's giving people exactly what they want, because by bringing Deadpool and the Wolverine that everybody knows back, give them everything. You just give everybody everything, and that's what it is. So I'm not disappointed. I'm just not overly gassed because I'm like, I see where we're going with this. Give me a story.
Sorry, I was just trying something out there. Just before I put myself vertical, there's I want to bring this photo up again because you just said it's the authentic 1992 yellow suit. No, it's not.
Because the arms are covered.
Yes, thank you. Now I can go vertical. Thank you so much for saying that. This suit looks stupid. This suit looks freaking freaking ridiculous. I completely appreciate it has absolutely zero bearing on the quality of the movie. It may not be his suit for the whole movie, but I'm sorry, seeing Wolverine based on this photo without mask but with sleeves, it's I'll get over it within 2 minutes of seeing the movie. I think this suit looks ridiculous. Can't get on board with it. I do not like it. The instant nostalgia hit I got was joy of, oh, cool, damn, a yellow suit with the blue. Wait, why has he got sleeves? Like, it's one of those things where if I'm going to get happy about a damn color on a character, I reserve the right to equally poke fun at the fact that he shouldn't have sleeves. Now, if you're watching this on Instagram or TikTok, go and check out the video on our YouTube channel because we've got more costumes on there. It's not just a costume that you've all seen. There's more on there. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, enjoy this now because, AJ, there are more costumes. No one's talking about this. Everyone keeps on bringing this monstrosity up, this stupid thing with the sleeves. Like, it looks ridiculous.
No, I don't want to quote the ministry version of what we do, but this feels like very much like when the female superstars go to Saudi Arabia and everything has to be covered up.
Yes!
Like, why? It's the costume I know, but it's not. You know, it's a bit weird.
Yes. Now, for all my this costume looks silly, then I found that because there's two things that were putting me off. One was the sleeves. Two was envisioning it without the mask, and people are like, oh, the mask will look stupid. I'm like, I'm sorry, you've just put a 50-year-old in a yellow suit. We've crossed the bridge of stupidity a while ago. You don't get to tell me that, oh, it's going to look stupid if he has a mask. Have you seen the suit? Let's just go full dumb on this, all right? But then I came across this, and I got so happy for a moment. So happy. Look at this. Oh!
Well, this is leaning into what it should be.
Yes. Here's the mask. Here's the sleeveless yellow top. And then I got sad, AJ.
The gloves.
No, the gloves are fine because the gloves are just going to... The gloves I'm cool with.
But they should be fingerless. They should be fingerless gloves.
Actually, that's a good point. I hadn't considered that since we're poking fun at costumes here. Damn right, there should be fingerless gloves. But let me bring up the next photo, which is this full body. Yeah. What you done with the silly black spandex? No, seriously. What you done? Why couldn't you keep these yellow bottoms on this suit? And again, really sorry if you're watching or if you're listening on podcast, guys. But this photo is Wolverine in a mask. It's sleeveless. Now the bottom's wrong. Why are they messing with me? What? Neither are correct. It's like, if you're going to do it, just do it. Do the mask, do the sleeveless gloves, do the fingerless gloves, do the sleeveless arms. Why? Why are you bull teasing me and giving me Diet Coke when I ordered full fat Coke?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if this is
this looks awesome.
The mask looks awesome. The gloves are bugging me. I'm not gonna lie to you. The gloves are bugging me because Wolverine. Because you're meant to have those hyper biker gloves with the little slats for the spikes to come out. That is not that.
It's true.
That is not that. So that bugs me. Whereas the other one, I was like, okay, well, maybe there's a reason behind the sleeves. And who knows? They might do some dumb crap where he rips off the sleeves because that's very Deadpool-esque. That's not how you look in the comic. So there are reasons behind everything. I get it, but at the same time, I just hope it goes right. That's all I can say.
So that was that story. We've spent a few minutes talking about a damn costume which has zero importance to the movie other than fan service, as you said. But for our last hot off the press story today, more Deadpool news. Who knew? AJ, this one, it just made me go. You may have heard about this one. And this isn't the last Deadpool story, though, which is so it's so much Deadpool today. All right. Where is it? Here we go. AJ, Jennifer Garner returning as Marvel's Elektra for Deadpool 3. This comes from Empire. Even given its cameo stuff nature, we're not sure we could have predicted that Team Deadpool would be able to persuade Jennifer Garner to return to the world of skin-tight leather and psi knives. Yet, according to The Hollywood Reporter, that's exactly what happened, as Garner will appear as Elektra Natchios for the third outing of Ryan Reynolds' Merc with a Mouth. Of course, it probably helps that Garner worked with Reynolds and Deadpool 3 director Sean Levy on Netflix's The Adam Project, so they could sound her out on the idea. Quite what she'll be up to remains a mystery at this point, along with much of the movie's story, though we know, of course, that it'll see Deadpool finally meeting Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in a stupid yellow suit. Elektra, first created by Frank Miller for the pages of the Daredevil comics in 1980, is the daughter of a Greek magnate whose wife is murdered and who has his daughter trained as an elite assassin. She ends up crossing paths with Matt Murdock and is sometimes his great love, at other times his enemy, and occasionally both. Now, I don't even know where to begin with this. It's mental. So why don't you take it away? What do you think?
I actually have a smile on my face. I liked Jennifer Garner as Elektra, so why not? However, I liked Jennifer Garner as Elektra, not in Elektra, because that film was terrible. So
or in Daredevil.
Listen, Daredevil, she was actually one of the redeeming factors, if we're really honest. Like, Elektra was cool. I know the film has. I will keep Daredevil in the memory that I have. I've not gone back to watch Daredevil now and be like, oh, I'm not here to criticize it. I will accept it for what it is. She is Elektra. Obviously, we are aware that there is a Netflix, which is now owned by Disney, version of Elektra, who was awesome. She was a fantastic actress. But if we're going to keep it big screen, this is Elektra. So obviously, it falls into a different universe from the other universe, which is fine. In this world that we're in, why not? And I think this is an homage to that era of time. If you're going to give me Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, as we've seen in our previous news story, and now you're going to bring this is all around the same kind of era. You know, let it be. It's that throwback. Like, this could even be a nice tie-in to the fact that we have X-Men 94 as a TV series coming. Like, give us that vibe. The kids who grew up watching this stuff and got excited by it, we recognize these people for these parts. So yeah, you know, I know some people are like, oh, she's a bit old. I'm not going to say that, because if I can accept Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I have no problem with Jennifer Garner. Bring in Affleck at this point. Like, if we're going to go all in, go all in. But like, no, hey, do your thing, Jen. I'm down.
You stole my idea. If you're going to bring in Elektra, fine. Go full crazy with this. You better give me Ben Affleck as Matt Murdock and Daredevil again. And there better be a fourth wall break joke of Ben Affleck landing on a gargoyle and going, I want vengeance. And Ryan Reynolds goes, oh my God, it's Batman. Wait. You better give me something like that. If you're going to go... Yes. You see, that's a layered joke, that one. That one got some layers to it, boy. If you're going to give me Elektra, you better give me Ben Affleck. If you're going to give me Ben Affleck, you better give me that line of him saying vengeance, just like Robert Pattinson did, and Ben Affleck played Batman, so I need Ryan Reynolds saying, oh my God, it's Batman. No, it's not. I need some fun poked at this. If you're going to go full crazy, go full crazy. Go full crazy with this. I
probably can't quote the name, but even like a throwaway, like, huh, you sound like a billionaire who lost his parents. Just one line that just tells us that, you know,
something. It's a lot of fun. But I want to hear what you guys. What did you guys think of the old Daredevil movie? Were some of you born then?
Oh God!
I hate to be real. It's a fact.
Facts.
Who was born when the original Daredevil movie came out, and what did you all think of it? Leave your thoughts and your comments below. I know, AJ, we're at that age. We have to ask these questions now. It sucks, but that is all of our hot off the press stories, guys. It is now time for a quick walk into last week as we look at the biggest stories from last week in a section we call News Update. Yeah, that one woke you up, didn't it? Okay, so let's reverse engineer this and let's talk about trailers again. One that you're very excited about. I know. I know, crazy, right? We play one logo sting and it's like, and we're back to trailers. So for this trailer, I am very excited to see what you have to say about this, because you mentioned off camera this was the one you were most excited for. The new Bob Marley trailer, One Love, has dropped. Now, this is the biggest slice of AJ ever. It's a biopic. It's a musical biopic. And it looks really good. The first trailer for Bob Marley, One Love, was released on Thursday. The film is directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green, who directed King Richard. It was produced by Marley's son Ziggy, daughter Sadila, and widow Rita, along with Robert Teitel. Playing Bob Marley is actor Kingsley Benadir, who learned to play guitar for the role. Lashana Lynch, aka Not 007, plays Rita Marley. The movie focuses on the time after an assassination attempt was made on Marley in 1976, as he gets ready for the 1978 One Love Peace concert in Jamaica. The film will be released in theaters on, this is what worries me, on Friday, January 12th, 2024. So, AJ, before I get into why that worries me, you were very excited about this. Tell me, what did you think of this trailer?
So there's two sides to it. One, I can't get into the capacity, but I'm actually familiar with someone who's been working on the project. So I'm actually really glad to see that it's come to fruition. Like, they've got an NDA, so I'm not allowed to like publicly be like, oh, by the way, yeah, I would screw up everything before that. So that's that. But it's, as you said, it box ticks everything that I'm into. Now, the funny thing is, shock horror, I'm not the biggest Bob Marley fan. Like, do I appreciate his music? Yes. I'm aware he's had quite a legacy of a history and made quite a cultural impact, you know, for certain civil rights movements, as it were, but it's not as publicly seen as other civil rights activists that we've had along the way. You know, his music was more than just music. There was a message behind it. And this trailer really showed what Bob Marley went through. One of the actresses that you mentioned is Lashana Lynch, who more and more, the more I watch this lady, I fall in love with her. I believe she is absolutely amazing. As much as, we can't talk about the whole each cough was a digit, two of them are the same, but we're not going to get into that. That's a different universe. We don't acknowledge that. But I really appreciate what she does. And I've just heard the accent, saw the movement. I'm not expecting this gentleman to sound like Bob. I'm pretty sure he's going to dub it. I respect the fact that he's actually learned the guitar for this role. With the minute you said that, kind of gave me vibes of Austin Butler trying to do Elvis, and obviously we know that he's now training to get his own voice back. But there's just something really interesting, because I feel that a lot of people just know like jamming, and it's not just that. Bob Marley has a story to be told, and it looks like it's going to be told. So I think that's all kinds of awesome. Again, paint me as the biopic baby. I'm all down. I'm all down for this one.
Yeah, I'm very interested in the side that's not about the music, because I've kind of on the opposite end of you. I've always loved Bob Marley. I think that Bob Marley and the Wailers album, which has got, Three Little Birds, One Love, Redemption Song, and the list goes on and on and on. I Shot the Sheriff, yada, yada, yada. I mean, it's one of the all-time great albums. So I've never been big on reggae, but I've always loved Bob Marley's music. I've never been that aware of what he went through with his life. I know that Google's readily available. It's just nothing I've gone and searched. And I'm genuinely interested for the movie to hopefully move me enough that I get fascinated by what happened with his life, and then go and do my extracurricular research, as one should when they get interested by something. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the movie to blow me away. And I like the fact that it's not just going to be about his musical struggles. There's a lot of layer to this trailer, and a lot of layers to his life, evidently. It looks very interesting. I've got nothing but good to say about it. Question is, though, unless there's anything you want to add there, AJ.
I just want to go on record that when I say I'm not the biggest fan, it's not that I hate Bob Marley. I just feel like in the annexes of reggae, when you crown someone the king of, I believe there are greater reggae stars out there. Yes, I've had more variety and exposure to reggae than you have. I appreciate that. I like his music. I just don't think it's the greatest of reggae that's out there. So yes, I've got nothing but respect for Bob Marley. His sons have done great music. The Marley legacy is something to be appreciated. I'm not like waving that flag of Bob's the greatest. That's the thing. So for anyone who's heard that previous statement and thinks like he hates Bob Marley, no. I respect the hell out of the guy. I like his music. I just don't love his music. It's not on any of my playlists. While I do have reggae on my playlist, Bob isn't on there. That's
fair. It's more than fair. Cool. So yeah, as always, over to you guys. What did you think of the Bob Marley trailer? Are you excited for this movie? Let us know in the comments down below, and please do subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't done so already. Alrighty. Up next, we okay, we got a big one here, AJ. We go back to Deadpool.
Oh, Kelsey, please.
A few other stories that will follow this, but this is, I believe, the last Deadpool story we have. This is a doozy. Like, this is an absolute doozy. Yeah, and in the wise words of Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts while I find this goddamn bloody story. Here we go. AJ, are you ready?
Hit me, bro.
Look at that picture. Deadpool 3 could be about to copy the Flash in resurrecting a long dead X-Men project. Deadpool 3's use of the multiverse may be about to resurrect a project to give Channing Tatum his MCU debut. Deadpool 3 is setting itself up to be a real humdinger of the Marvel movie, and that means plenty of multiverse rumors about who could be joining the Merc with the Mouth on his adventure with Wolverine. This is rumor, but recently a rumor revealed that actor Channing Tatum may finally get his shot at playing Gambit in the highly anticipated movie. The scoop came from an Instagram post by industry insider at My Time to Shine Hello. Fans will recall that Tatum was initially slated to bring Gambit to life in a separate spin-off movie. Regrettably, the Gambit film project had been stuck in development purgatory at 20th Century Studios since 2014. It was finally abandoned in May 2019. The character of Gambit was last portrayed by Taylor Kitsch in 2009's X-Men Origins Wolverine. If Tatum was to now get the chance to appear in the movie, even for a cameo appearance, it would be similar to the way the Flash brought in Nicolas Cage to finally make an appearance as Superman in reference to his long-abandoned movie project. The MCU has not revealed any narrative details of Deadpool 3 yet. However, the rumor mill suggests that upcoming sequel will tackle, this part I don't agree with, complex themes such as alternate realities and divergent timelines. The third Deadpool film will follow Ryan Reynolds' iconic Deadpool character as he navigated the multiverse in 2018's Deadpool 2. Now, I'm going to start off by saying, I'm going to take the lead on this one. I am so over multiverse movies. I couldn't care less. It's done at this point. Like, you have given me too much multiverse in The Flash, in Doctor Strange, in Avengers Endgame, in Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's the latest trending buzzword, and I'm really quite over it. Like, stop it now. However, when you're going to ball tease me and tell me that there's prospect of, as well as Elektra, as well as Wolverine, as well as Daredevil, you're now going to give me Gambit, played by Channing Tatum? Yeah. Okay. I said earlier, like, if you want to go full stupid, go full stupid. Big thumb up from me. Well done if you're going to do this.
Ryan, please, if anyone wants to make any of our TikToks viral, this is it. This is AJ begging you, make this happen, right? There are projects that have been long awaited that never seem to have come to fruition, and it took forever to come. Deadpool was a passion project. Black Adam was a passion project. The Flash was forever in purgatory, and Gambit was the final one of this quadrilogy, you know, of will it or won't it happen. The Flash happened and we knew it was being filmed, but Black Adam, Deadpool, and Gambit were three films that just were forever being delayed and nothing happened. People didn't support the belief, and it was that. I'm going to also kind of allude to this a bit more in movie Mount Rushmore, so do check that out when it comes out next week, guys. But I just happened to be seeing Channing, and I was like, that was really unfortunate he didn't get to play Gambit. Like, there was so much rumors around it, and I think the guy really wanted to do it. Please make this happen, because it just feels right that before Disney go into their world and make the official X-Men movie and everyone's recast, give the guy his shot, man. Let him shoot his shot at least once. Please make it happen.
So it goes over to you guys then. What do you all think of this news? Are you excited? Are you happy about it? Are you also not really caring in this worried? Listen, there's a chance that you could be looking at all this going, well, this is just becoming an excuse for cameos now. I'm actually going to start worrying and I'm more interested in plot. I would actually listen to that soundbite and think that is a valid concern to have, because you're giving me so much content here, and I still know nothing about story other than the word multiverse, which frankly, after the 2 years we've just had, just makes me go, ugh, stop.
Multiverse kills me, but throw in every cameo and everything to give Deadpool, Wolverine, and all of the X-Men their final bow before you reboot. I'm all over it.
Sure.
All over it.
Sure. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Leave your thoughts and your comments down below regarding Gambit. Are you excited about it? Are you not? Could you not care less? Are you? Yeah. All of the feelings. Leave them down below in the comments, please, guys. 2 more quick news stories. I can't believe I'm reporting on this, but here we go. We all know that there's a little movie called Barbie about to come out, right? Yeah, bit of a quiz for you here, AJ. Which company makes Barbie?
Mattel.
So Mattel have now decided that we have other things we should make movies of. AJ, I'm borderline ashamed to be reporting this, but we're getting a Barney movie. Mattel's new live-action Barney movie apparently will lean into adults' millennial angst. A live-action Barney movie is headed to the big screen, but according to one studio executive, it won't be for kids. It's for adults who grew up with the character. Producer Kevin McKeown told The New Yorker that the project, which is set to be produced by Mattel and Daniel Kaluuya, known for his starring roles in Get Out, Nope, and Black Panther, will be surrealistic. We're leaning into the millennial angst of the property rather than fine-tuning this for kids, he said. It's really a play for adults. Not that it's R-rated, but it'll focus on some of the trials and tribulations of being 30-something, growing up with Barney. Just a level of disenchantment within the generation. Barney and Friends came out in April 1992, making Barney's first fans those who are now in their 30s. The character is known for his optimism, giggle, and educational messages, as well as his I Love You song. McKeown didn't provide any additional details to The New Yorker about the live-action film's plot, but said the idea he had pitched set the movie up as a, if you can believe this, AJ, an A24 type film, seemingly saying it could have similar tone to artful independent films like The Whale, After Sun, Bodies, 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 Everything Everywhere All at Once, and A Prayer Before Dawn. Like, I'm going to take the lead on this again. I'm sorry. I'm of that generation that grew up with Barney, and I despised him growing up. I have no angst about Barney now. I have angst about world problems now. I had angst about Barney growing up because I thought he was a purple dinosaur. I had no time for him, and I really like dinosaurs. I watched one episode and I was like, nah, this ain't for me. And I was the target demographic. If you like Barney, that's fine. I thought he was a... AJ, what do you think of Barney?
You're done so well. 48 minutes deep and then your curse words came out. Thank you for the editing. But here we go. More to the point, I didn't have a big problem with Barney. I've actually enjoyed Barney along the way, you know? And I could kind of feel, I think the A24 is going to be a bit unrealistic. But I can see it as a kind of, there's 2 ways I can see this happening. One, they're going to make it like, dare I say, The Office type thing, where it's a documentary and you've got all of these different people who are like, this is how Barney affected my life kind of stupidness. And I don't know how that will play out. And it just has, you know, I don't know how you could have Barney. Like, I just tried to spread positivity and just leave it as that. Or I have this other side, which is very much in the same vein of like Hook, which I would like to see more. And it's a group of people who were into this. It was like, the world isn't as great as how Barney made it seem. Like, this is the problems I'm dealing with. You know, like it is depressed millennials, you know, people dealing with the world as it is. And it's like, but it's not, I love you, you love me. But then Barney just happens to reappear and brings back that magic. But that is more of a kid's film than it's not focused to kids. But in a way, I feel like you can make it relatable in a way that Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers came out. And it was, as much as it is that kids can appreciate it, our generation who grew up on that cartoon can relate to it that bit more because of the nostalgia feel. That's what I'm looking for from this. Give me something that obviously makes us be aware of the cheesemonger that Barney was, but in the same breath, like, yeah, give us something to smile at and make it something. I don't know how you can make Barney grounded. It doesn't make sense. He's a talking purple dinosaur.
God damn it, AJ, you've actually sold me on it. I can't believe you've sold me on it. Fair play to you. I like that. God damn it. Now I want to see that movie about people like me saying Barney was a life isn't like that. Like, all for that. Grumpy millennials saying F Barney. Yeah. Go on, mate. All right. I can't believe I'm going to say this. But down in the comments below, let me know what you think of the Barney news. Did you like Barney? Oh my God. Did you like Barney, or are you more leaning my way of not so much? And our last news story of the day, AJ, our very last news story before we quickly finish off with Throwback Thursday. Our last news story is about the upcoming Oppenheimer movie.
Oh, okay.
This is interesting because we all know that Nolan loves to shoot in IMAX. We all know that he loves to use, practical effects where possible. We know that Nolan makes a spectacle movie. But he's made a statement that has made me go, wow. It's James Cameron level, wow, what he's done here. Oppenheimer has 0 CGI shots, according to Christopher Nolan. Nolan committed to practicality when telling this theatrical nuclear tale. Director Christopher Nolan has always been clear that he's not interested in using CGI to flex a big budget or create a spectacle. If possible, he prefers to use practical camera work more often than not to avoid having his work feel wholly unrealistic, employing effects only when necessary to make things feel seamless. With Oppenheimer, however, Nolan took on a massive challenge, recreating the testing of an atomic bomb. Speaking to Collider editor-in-chief Steve Frosty Weintraub, Nolan said that his latest film not only has a focus on practicality, but contains no CGI shots. Considering what Oppenheimer is aiming to do, that may seem quite the stretch to pull off. The film adapts the Pulitzer Prize-winning book American Prometheus by Kai Bird and the late Martin J. Sherwin to tell the story of American physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer, played in the film by the excellent Cillian Murphy, who is widely known as the father of the atomic bomb. Naturally, that means there will be scenes that showcase the devastation of an atomic bomb, especially when recreating the tests scientists performed in the desert to see the effects of their handiwork. Already, we knew that at least some of the work was going to be practical. Nolan previously detailed how the Oppenheimer team recreated the Trinity test, the first ever explosion of the nuclear bomb in the desert of New Mexico in 1945, entirely without CGI. That alone seemed like a monumental feat considering the logistical planning required to match the brilliance of the explosion described by the onlookers at the time of the real-life blast. But Nolan pulled it off. It should be no shock considering the mountains his team has moved to make the film work, including creating a whole new technology to film the black and white sequence in IMAX. AJ, as if the excitement for this film wasn't high enough already, what do you make of Nolan's comments?
I can only but applaud it. It's something that we need to recognize that, yes, CGI is there, but it doesn't have to be in everything. Now, it helps that obviously there's a lot of trust in Christopher Nolan, so there's a lot of money involved and invested in the man to be able to create certain things, and you got to respect the studio for trusting in him to do such things. But I do like to feel that when you don't have CGI, it helps a film last that bit longer. It doesn't show its age because of improvement in technology. Real life is real life, Obviously, quality of frame rates will improve. We've gone from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray. I get all of that. But, let's take one of our silver screen favorite, Jurassic Park. The film feels timeless. Why? Because they're using real life. Another one of your favorites, the original Lord of the Rings. You use real life effects. You give people something that they can embrace. You give them something to appreciate. It looks real because guess what? It is real. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to flip it on the other side. CGI for the win. Let's go Matrix 2. The multiple Agent Smith. It sucks. So if you can make history, recreate history with real life effects, nothing but applause and respect to you. And that is a true artist owning his craft. Respect to you, Nolan.
This is just another example of why you and me have both said he is the finest director working today based on his body of work in the 21st century. It also makes me laugh beyond belief that this amazing feat of a movie, as described in this article, should have been at Warner Brothers, but because Warner Brothers decided to do same-day release on streaming as in theaters, basically Christopher Nolan gave them the middle finger and walked away. And yet I know there's still people on TikTok and Instagram going, streaming's the future. It's like, no, it's not. This argument has been going on since the dawn of time. TV is going to kill cinema. Didn't. VHS is going to kill cinema. Didn't. DVD is going to kill cinema. Didn't. Streaming is going to kill cinema. You know what? It took Christopher Nolan walking for the whole world to realize that, oh, wait. And then Top Gun Maverick came along and proved that money is to be made in cinemas, not on streaming. So much so that the GOAT, Steven Spielberg, turned around to Tom Cruise and went, you saved cinema. Cinema is where the money is, and it's only in a cinema screen, not on your crappy little, doesn't matter how much of a big screen you have at home, or how good your sound system is, nothing will match seeing Oppenheimer in the theater. This is this proper cinema experience. I'm so excited for it. I am so excited for it. I can't tell you.
It looks like it's going to be a treat. As I said, the funny thing about this film is it's not going to be the winner of the summer.
No, Barbie will.
It's releasing the same day as Barbie. Barbie's going to take it, and it's a select group of people who are going to see this film. And I just hope it does well enough that it gives people enough trust to continue to make good movies. When I say good movies, I'm not knocking Barbie when I say that. I'm talking about films that are grounded and based in reality. We've got the blockbuster element, but don't be afraid to make another angular film. That's what I want to see.
You raise a fair point, which I'd like to address. Remember one thing with Nolan movies, they never open big. I know there's a lot of people saying like, oh, it's going to open to 100 million, 150 million. Never. And it's not because of Barbie. They've never done that. I think the biggest Christopher Nolan, I may be wrong on this, the biggest Christopher Nolan, he's never opened to 100 million, ever. That I can tell you factually. His biggest ever opening, I believe, was either 64 or 74 million. On average, the last few Nolan movies have opened to 50 million. The thing about them is because they're so good, they have legs.
Yeah, I get that.
People will go and see this movie. But, Nolan's movies aren't in the $1 billion club. That's not the type of movie he makes. He treads a very, very clever line between being both a blockbuster and a big spectacle, but also being an Oscar darling. His movies usually get nominated. He's got this amazing niche of, here's a blockbuster, but it's so good that it's Oscar caliber. He's amazing at what.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But yeah, guys, are you excited for Oppenheimer? And what do you think of the news of there being no CGI? Leave your thoughts in your comments below. And now to wrap up the show. It's our favorite time, AJ. We're going to feel old now as we go for a walk down memory lane with Throwback Thursday movies.
Yeah, get your hashtags up, people. Get your hashtags up. We're going back 10 years. We're going back 20 years. And we are going back 30 years. And the sad thing is we were around for each of these generations. So, yes, the silver screen dudes do feel very old when we say this. Yeah. Okay. It's one of those things, guys. Nico always knows. I never do. And the shock always hits me. So, let's do it, bro. How are we going on this?
10 years not going to hit you so hard because I know for a fact you haven't seen this one, but it may shock a lot of people who are fans of the movie. 10 years old is the first Pacific Rim. Now, I know you only saw the sequel with me in cinema, and I'll be the first to say the sequel sucked. 'Twas not a good movie. But I'll also be the first to say, contrary to popular opinion, first movie's not great either. But what the first movie does is it's self-aware. It knows that it's kind of like a big budget B movie. It knows that it's kind of silly. And it knows that on the surface, which is all it is, a surface level movie, it is just there to give you big robots hitting big monsters. And to that end, it does it so well. The second movie does not. The first movie does it so well.
Look, I'm aware of the film, and again, sometimes this is why I like to watch stuff in order because I could then appreciate it without thinking, "Oh my god, it can't be as bad." You know, you hope sequels improve. You know what I mean? So I'll be like, "Oh gosh, where are we going with this?" But I'm also aware of the love of it. 10 years does feel kind of fitting though. In hearing it, maybe because I know, like, yeah, it's been a while since I saw number 2, so yeah, maybe that. So it's a weird one that. It feels within the right bracket. Maybe the more TBTs we do, the more you start to feel like, oh, well, if that's there, that's there. So it feels kind of fitting. It's not too much of a shocker on me, this one. But yeah, I'm going to try and give it a shot one day.
The 20 years, for me, there's 2 of them this week. They don't feel that, I mean, none of them feel that shocking. This may catch you off guard. I don't know, but it may also feel timely and appropriate. We've got 2 20-year-old movies this week. The first of which, it's one of our favorites, and I maintain one of the great movies of the 21st century. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Damn, son! Logically, it makes sense. This is where my love for Keira Knightley first sparked. Yes, Elizabeth Swann. Yeah, it did. It's still AJ's very, very, very soft spot. Or anyway, no, I'm not going to make that joke. But yeah, wow. You know, do you know what bugs me about this? And you can call me out on it, and I hope you can.
Okay, no pressure.
Personally, in my head, it sounds so bad to say this, and I hesitate because I don't want to say it, and then I get called out straight away. It's been 20 years since Johnny Depp's made a good movie. Like, Jack Sparrow being Jack Sparrow, and the rest of them. And personally, I don't feel any other Pirates of the Caribbean has been as good as the first. It was nice for the cameo he done in 22 Jump Street, but what are we looking at after that?
Movie or performance? Yeah, there you go. I was going to pull for Black Mass because did Blow come after this? Because Blow was
I'm sure Blow came after before it. I'm sure Blow was like,
Blow came before it. Yeah. I wonder if I'm not having a bit of a Ridley Scott has had a recession moment, and not because when Johnny's done stinkers, good lord, they've been bad.
Well, we're talking Wonka, Tonto,
Mordecai,
and that one where he's the vampire. I can't remember the name of it, but he was like a vampire.
Let's have some fun here. It is Throwback Thursday. Let's bring up Johnny Depp's IMDb listography, shall we? Let's jump into this. Here we go. Search Johnny
And again,
Depp.
Guys, just while we're fact checking, feel free to comment. Let us be like, that In the Shadows or whatever that one was. It wasn't What We Do in the Shadows, I know for a fact, but the one where he plays a vampire. Tell me you thought it was good. You know, Black Mass, decent film. But like, go on. Wave the flag for Willy Wonka. Someone, I dare you. Someone tell me he was good as Tonto. Like, I like Johnny Depp, but I can be real and say that it didn't. Sweeney Todd was before.
Okay, so I'm going to start from Pirates. I think Sweeney Todd was after, but we're going to check that now. So Pirates of the Caribbean, which obviously came out July 2003. To be fair, right, same year. It's the same year, but right after that, he did Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which I liked. Secret Window came out in 2004. Finding Neverland came out in 2004. That was pretty good. Okay. The Libertine came out in 2004, which was meh. Charlie and the Factory in 2005. No. Corpse Bride in 2005. I'm not going to list all of the pirate movies because there were many. Then we had Sweeney Todd in 2007.
Okay, I'll take it back then.
He also played John Dillinger in Public Enemies in 2009. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, Alice in Wonderland, The Tourist, The Rum.
Not a lot of people waving the flag for The Tourist. I know that for a fact.
No, it's true. Dark Shadows, that must have been the vampire one you're talking about. Yeah. Transcendence, which was god awful, Jesus. Into the Woods was all right. I enjoyed that film. Mordecai was one of his worst. Black Mass, the performance was great. He was Alice Through the Looking Glass, terrible. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I liked him in that. I didn't like the movie though. He was in Murder on the Orient Express. Yes, he was. He got killed, didn't he? He was. He got killed, didn't he? So, look, I think it's safe to say that between Pirates of the Caribbean and now, yeah, you're spot on. Hands down, his best movie has been Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Hands down. In the last 20 years, that's been his best movie. Which sucks because he's such a mega talent.
So talented. But, yeah. Johnny, give us more, bro. Give us more. We need it.
Our other 20-year-old movie, AJ, one which both you and me will forever defend, despite the internet and the whole world seemingly hating it. You and me have definitely got solace in this one, and that we actually think like it.
I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Can I take a stab? The minute you said defend, is it Troy?
No.
Ah, damn. Okay, go.
Although, yeah, I'm with you on that one too. Much loved and defended by us completely. I adore Troy. I don't know why people don't like that movie. No, AJ, it's the one that ended a career. Sean Connery in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, I feel the world was really harsh on this for no reason.
Right?
It's an adventure movie. There wasn't anything inherently wrong. And I feel I could watch this today and still come back with the same feels. No. Like Van Helsing, you want a bad Van Helsing? Go talk to Hugh Jackman. That was terrible.
I actually enjoyed that movie too. I think there's some fun to be had there too.
It had some fun in it, but it was ridiculous. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I thought, brought out some really good characters. Like, you brought back a lot of the mythical characters that we're aware of and put them together in a really good way. You're damn right. I will wave the flag. Like, I enjoy this film. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Me too. Alan Quatermain, Mina Harker in a kind of weird quasi follow-up to Dracula. Because it's true, isn't it? That Bram Stoker's Dracula movie ends. And you got Dracula himself who's dead. Mina's been bitten. She's still a vampire. And it's like, here you go. Here's Mina as a vampire. You put Captain Nemo in there with that weird kind of steampunk, Nautilus, which I loved. Jekyll and Hyde are in there. The Phantom of the Opera in there. I'm sorry. It was fun. I don't know what people wanted from this. Did they want some sort of profound Shakespearean adventure? It's like, no. It's a borderline monster movie.
You know what they wanted? They wanted it to be built slowly with a monster universe, and put maybe like someone like Tom Cruise and other actors in there.
Is it? Are we firing shots? Are we firing shots, bro? Is it like that?
I'm just being real. Oh, maybe throw Russell Crowe in there. No. The jokes aside, I really enjoyed this film. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
I don't get it. I don't get the hate.
Nor me. Listen, Sean, rest in peace. I liked your last movie. If you're listening, I really liked your last movie. And 30 years, AJ. It's so strange what's been happening on TBT recently, because you've kind of like, while we're on a TBT section, you've referenced another movie that's then come up in a few weeks. And that's happened 2 or 3 times already. And it's happening again now. Like, because 30 years old, well, it's near and dear in some parts of your household because it's Hocus Pocus.
The funny thing is, it's weird that they did it in July and not Halloween, but that's
so much. So weird.
That is so weird. So weird. Anyway, it's weird because the film referenced 29 or 30 years in Hocus Pocus 2. My God, was that awful. But there is something redeemable and awesome about the original Hocus Pocus. You've got to love it. You've got to love it. It's weird that Hocus Pocus 2 tells you how long it's been, but now seeing a poster officially confirming it's 30 years, you're like, no. It's stupid, but it's real. Like the official confirmation, yep, we're at 30 years now. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's more movies I could have brought into play this week, but I was like, it's a stacked show, and I think these are the standouts. So more next week, guys. Cool. But that will bring the latest installment of Silver Screen News to an end. So thank you, as always, for joining us. If you've stuck with us until the end, if you're watching us on YouTube, really thank you, because I know the attention span on there is short. And if you're listening to us on podcast, again, many thanks to you for tuning in with us each week. Please be sure to share either the pod or the video with everyone who you know who's interested in movies. Help us grow, help us spread the word. We're nearly at 100 subscribers, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But also do be sure to check out Bigger Movie Pod, because I'll be guesting on there in the coming days. We'll be talking about a movie. I'm not allowed to say it at this point because we haven't actually shot it yet. But yeah, check out Bigger Movie Pod if you're not familiar with them already. One of the best podcasts out there that isn't us. But that's all from us this week, guys. I'm Nico Luro.
I'm the 1AJ Anthony Jordan.
And we will see you guys next week right here on Silver Screen News.
See ya.
See ya.